Would take congressional action to accomplish. Joining me to talk about this Asian carp problem, as you just heard from him in tape a few days ago, and here he is live in studio, Congressman Keith Ellison. Thank you so much for coming in.
Good to be here.
This is your district, so you actually have a lot of say in this. The proposal to keep the Asian carp out would involve closing the St. Anthony Lock and Dam. We heard you just say that, we got to consider things. What is the reaction you've gotten to that proposal?
Well, I can tell you that from citizens to local public officials, I have gotten a real note of caution. People want to know more about this situation. Clearly, if we close this lock and dam, there would be a significant economic impact. But if this carp gets up here, there would be significant ecological and environmental impact. So we don't have an easy choice. We've got to be deliberate and clear about what we do. Here's the thing. We don't know that there's a live fish up here. What we do know is that they've had eDNA, which means environmental DNA, which is different from the genetic, which is a little bit different from DNA. And environmental DNA, it could be that just they found it in the environment. It doesn't mean that their fish are up here, but it could, like you alluded to, it could mean that. We don't know the best ways to stop these things in a river. What we know is that all the research has been in the Great Lakes, not in the rivers. So we've got to learn much more about this thing. Can we stop it? Can we slow it? What can we do about it?
As the administration, the Obama administration, the federal government basically said to you, hey, you've got a say in this. I mean, whatever you say goes, because this is your district.
Well, they haven't told me whatever I say goes.
Okay.
But what they've told me is that, and what is true based on the Constitution, is that as the congressman from this district, we're going to have a lot to say about it. But I'm a representative of people, so I'm taking in information. My message to Congress and to the administration is we got to get more information, and it cannot take a long time. We got to get it done now. What can we do to stop it? What is the economic impact of it? What is the economic impact if these carp take over the river, which in some parts, like in Indiana, they've taken over like 90% of the fish stock is carp, or 95% is these Asian carp. So this is a huge issue, and I think it needs everybody's attention. Okay,
you are considered one of the leading congressional experts on the Middle East. You've traveled extensively in the Middle East. Obviously,
was there last week?
There last week. You mentioned to me before you were actually Tunisia last week.
Yep.
Stunning news in Libya with the killing of Muammar Gaddafi.
Right.
Your thoughts on that situation and the ever volatile situation in the Middle East going forward?
Well, Libya now has a chance to be a free democratic society. It's going to be tough because Gaddafi did not allow any institutions of civil society. Like here in America, we have ACLU and we have Club for Growth. But they don't have any of that because Gaddafi wouldn't allow any of that, and nothing to question what he was doing. They now have to grow a civil society apparatus. They need to set up a system of elections, and they have to learn how to live with each other. They also have to learn how to deal with old scores. I mean, Gaddafi inflicted a lot of pain on that country. Well,
and the way he died certainly suggests that there is not perhaps one set of government or rule of law in place, suggesting that wealthy country with all of its oil wealth could actually, there could be a power vacuum there that could be very, very difficult to deal with.
I will say this: I've met with the ambassador, and I feel confident that Libya will be governed, will be free democratic society. But I don't think in America we need to look over there and expect results overnight. Fact is, we got into a war with the British in 1776. It wasn't until 1789 that we got our Constitution together. And if you look at the French Revolution, they took a lot